So we're just talking about cars and reactivity in cars and stuff like that. So with reactive dogs, barriers cause a lot of problems. So when I say a barrier, it could be a fence, it could be a lead. It's a barrier. It stops them doing what they would naturally do. A car's the same. You know, people think they're being protective of the car. It's not. The dog just doesn't have a choice. Remember, if you're frightened of something, you've got flight or fight. Yeah. So if the flight option is completely taken away, which on lead it is, in a car it is, you know, behind a fence there's something going past, you'll find they will start taking the fight response. So it looks pretty horrific in the car, but you know, you could say it's all bravado. Yeah, they've got more. I'll just do it in the car because actually nothing's going to get to me in here. But it's often that feeling of actually I haven't got an option to get away. It's coming at me still. So when we've got reactive dogs, we've got to always think about other things, not just we focus on doesn't like dogs. We find it encompasses a lot of things. So your car setup is everything. So you've got to change that. So the most important thing is to have either a travel crate or a crate which you can cover. Now, you had that message, didn't you? She was pulling through the, was she pulling the sheet through, or was it somebody else I had? Somebody else I had, and she was putting blankets over it, and it would never work because the dog just would pull the blankets through in order to see the visuals again and start kicking off. So I advise them to get a travel crate. Vivian uses a travel crate, don't you? Yeah, so the travel crates like the ones you have for airlines. So they're plastic, encased with their little holes. So you've always got to think about sight, sound and smell. Those are your 3 sensory trigger. So sight you can work with a lot. We can reduce the visuals. If you reduce visuals, I'm telling you, they start to cope better with the sound of stuff and the smell of stuff. For a lot of dogs, the visual is the final penultimate, which kicks them off. So you'll know that a dog looks at your dog, boom, yeah, or somebody looks funny at them, or whatever. It doesn't matter. That's normally the final trigger for what goes on. Charlie's that, isn't he? He's fine, but the dog turns its head round. He's like, oh, what are they going to do? Looking at me. Okay, so it's important we work with those. So for your cars, you've got to have the right setup. There's no point doing all of this, that every time you hopped in the car somewhere, you've got the potential, even if it's not, you could drive along going, oh, it was pretty good today, I didn't have a reaction. Well, that's lucky, that's one day, but how many other days is there reaction? And the crazy part is if you've got a dog reacting in the car, you arrive somewhere to walk the dog, well, you're already on a losing battle, really, because the dog is already stimulated by that, hyped, pumped, and so then some poor little guy with his little old dog over there who's minding his own business and gets the brunt of your dog that's been now wound up. So dogs will take it out on something else, they'll redirect. So you've got to get the right setup in your cars, you have to. I noticed your car's a saloon. Is it a saloon car, yours?
Hatchback, is it?
Hatchback. So again, and when you've got big dogs, this is quite hard, but actually don't panic about thinking I've got to put a massive crate in there. You actually don't need anything too massive. When I have dogs in crates in cars, I don't want them slopping around in the crate. The whole point is it's for safety. As long as they can get in and turn around and lay down, that's fine. It doesn't need to be massive.
Molly's never been crated.
Yeah.
She's always had a fear of being in little spaces, so
Yeah, we can sort it out. Yeah, don't worry. Well, we just got to condition her to be okay with it.
Yeah,
you'll be all right.
Okay.
Again, that fear of little spaces is just that feeling of I haven't got a decision anymore.
Okay.
And that's if it's not being done in a way she wants to do it, and then of course she'll be like, brakes on, I'm not going in, I'm not going to do it. But there are other ways you can do cars. You can put blackouts on the side back windows. It's just the rear window you can't. You're not allowed to get away. You can't do that. So we can work on it. The other one I've done with a couple of owners is we have a short bit of lead attached to the bottom of the base of your boot, and that's clipped to them, so it keeps them in a down position. Yeah, so they can't actually get up. They can still move around a bit, but they have to remain in the down, and that cuts out some of the visuals as well. So there's different ways of doing it.
Yeah, because we've got lots of anchors on the back of our car and the boat.
Yeah. Okay. Right, Fiona, what time have you?
No, I haven't got time restrictions.
Okay, sweet. So let's do Charlie.